at the International Desk, where we bring you the world up to the minute. I'm Lynda Kinkade. Happening right now at the iDesk. Prince William, Prince George and the rest of the world are welcoming the newest member of Britain's royal family. We're waiting for our first glimpse of the new little princess born just a few hours ago. Plus, new protests are scheduled to happen in the US city of Baltimore, a day after 6 police officers were charged in the death of a black man. And an exclusive report from the epicenter of a disaster. CNN's Arwa Damon is in awe as the hope of finding more survivors fades. All those details right here, right now at the iDesk.
Live from CNN Centre, you're at the International Desk.
Expecting a first glimpse of Britain's new princess very soon. Just a short time ago, the Duke of Cambridge brought little Prince George to the hospital. He's meeting his new sister, who was born just a few hours ago. She and the Duchess are said to be doing very well. There's no word yet on a name, but Kensington Palace says it will be announced in due course. Let's get all the latest details now. Our Royal Correspondent Max Foster is outside St Mary's Hospital, and Erin McLaughlin is standing by at Buckingham Palace. First to Max, and just take us back to the birth of this little girl. It was a very quick arrival and a very healthy wait.
Yeah, she was only in hospital a couple of hours before when the baby came out, and I can tell you that in the next few minutes the whole family is going to come out. We're going to see the princess for the first time on those steps. So about 5 minutes from now we're expecting that to happen. Huge amount of excitement here, huge amount of media. The public's trying to get as close as they can, but they're not allowed too close because there's a massive security presence here. Earlier on, Prince George came along to meet his new sister. He's now left, he's back at Kensington Palace, but he gave the press a big wave. And we haven't seen him for so long in public, so that was an interesting moment in itself. But we know that everything went incredibly smoothly today. So in and out in a day, we can read from that the Duchess feels well and the baby is healthy and fit enough to go back to the palace as well. So the princess, who doesn't have a name yet, at least as far as we know, will be appearing here very soon indeed. And the whole sort of security machine, media machine is very much geared up, ready for the moment, Linda.
Excellent, and what a big moment that will be when the little princess is shown off to the world. Everyone is sure to watch. Have you any word from the rest of the royal family yet?
We haven't had any word from the rest of the royal family. I mean, I was trying to read the rooms a bit earlier on because I spoke to Clarence House and asked if Prince Charles was coming to visit, and they said we're not commenting on that at the moment. If he was due to visit, then I would have got a bit of a different response. So at that point I started realising that actually things have gone incredibly well in the hospital, and they'll probably be coming out today. So I think all of the royal visits and the Middleton visits will happen at Kensington Palace, unless something's happened out the back and they've gone in the back way. We haven't heard about that, we haven't had any reports about that, so I think those visits will be at the palace when they go back there. So when they leave here in a few minutes' time, we will expect them to go back to Kensington Palace, reunite with Prince George and other family members and really get to know each other. But we're waiting for that to happen any moment from now.
And just before that happens, let's check in with Erin McLaughlin, who's at Buckingham Palace. Erin, what's the mood like there? No doubt a lot of excited punters that have hopped along to have a look at the easel, which mentions the little baby girl's arrival.
That's right, Linda. A real sense of excitement, a real sense of celebration here outside Buckingham Palace, and in line, no pun intended, with British tradition. They are queuing around the corner outside Buckingham Palace for a chance to take a glimpse of the royal birth announcement. It does not have the name of the baby. We don't know that just quite yet, but it did announce the baby's gender, which of course we know is a girl, the birth weight, as well as the time of birth. So people arriving here at Buckingham Palace to take a look at a piece of history. Joining me now, royal historian Kate Williams. There's a real sense of occasion to today.
It's a real sense of occasion. People have been really excited. They've been waiting outside the Lindo wing, but also they've been waiting here as well. People have been desperate to come down and see that birth announcement because it's so exciting.
So much speculation surrounding the name as well. We don't know that yet.
We don't know the name. It could be Alice, it could be Charlotte, it could be Elizabeth. There really are some front runners, and I think that Alice has a good chance, and I think Elizabeth's going to be in there somewhere as well.
Now this time is especially significant, not just because we're days away from a British election, but also we're days away from the VE Day celebrations commemorating the end of World War II. Very special to Queen Elizabeth as well. Talk to me a bit about that.
Well, to the Queen, the VE Day celebrations, they are up there with her wedding day, with the birth of of her children, with her coronation. The end of the war is the most exciting time, most memorable time in her life, because it was the end of that war that really she saw scarring Britain. She struggled through. She served in the forces as a female ambulance driver, and so actually on VE Day itself, she was allowed by the King to run out of the palace, and there were crowds and crowds here, and they were all celebrating and waving flags and drinking and doing all kinds of things that princesses shouldn't have seen. And they went out incognito through the crowds, dancing and singing and having a really marvellous time.
Just to wrap you up there, the little princess is just exiting the hospital in the arms of her mother, the Duchess of Cambridge, with Prince William by her side. You can see the little princess there sleeping in her mother's arms. And Max Foster is standing by outside the hospital. What a wonderful reception for the new little princess.
I mean, this is a lady, a duchess, who had a baby just this morning, and she's come out looking as if she's just, you know, popped in for a routine health check. It's an incredible moment. So there we have the new princess, the fourth in line to the throne, a beaming family. Prince George visited today. He looked really happy going in as well. There they are looking at the cameras, an absolutely massive press pack here. We don't know the name of the princess yet, but that name will be coming, we're told, very soon, in the next couple of days, possibly today. So everyone's desperate to find out, you know, the name of this new princess, who's number 2 in line to the throne after Prince George, 4th in line after Charles and William and Prince George. So look at that smile. This is a future senior royal in the royal family. They're going to go inside now, and they're going to put the baby in a car seat, which William had a bit of practice with last time. I know he was very nervous about it last time with Prince George. He's got practice of that now. He's going to put the baby in the car seat. He's going to come out. Here come the Range Rovers, who are going to drive the baby home. I suspect Prince William is going to drive the car. He's a hands-on dad, he's a hands-on royal, so I think he's going to come round to this side of the car, put the baby in, and he's going to drive off. But you know, he hasn't put a newborn into a car seat for a couple of years now, so he's going to be grappling with those straps as new fathers do, and the Duchess as well. But didn't they look fantastic? They looked completely pleased and relaxed. A very good sign.
Relaxed.
I think everything went really, really well today.
Yeah, very relaxed and very happy parents of a new little baby girl. It's interesting that Prince George did pop along earlier with Prince William, but either he's gone home or perhaps he's going to come out with the family now. Are you hearing that Prince George is still there with the family?
No, Prince George is currently back at Kensington Palace. He took the back route out, and he's gone back there. So they're not going to pose with Prince George on the steps here. He's had his moment in front of the cameras, as expected, just for a visit. So he's back at the palace, and he's going to get reintroduced to his little sister, get to know her a bit. This is a family that takes bonding time very seriously. So I think they're going to, just the 4 of them, spend time together today, take some visitors tomorrow probably, but this is going to be their moment together. Very hands-on family, and you'll see that when they come out. I'm sure that Prince William will be carrying the car seat. The Duchess, you know, she looked beaming. She had had her hair done. She obviously chosen her outfit to come out in front of the cameras. Very, very relaxed. Typical of her, really, actually, it has to be said. Everyone was hoping for a princess, and the nation got their princess. All the betting was on a princess. Now all the betting is on the name of the princess, Linda. So what will it be? Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, well, I do like the name Alice. I like the name Charlotte. I think Alice seems to be one of the front runners.
Yeah.
Another name that was touted was Diana after Prince William's.
Charlotte became a front runner.
Prince William's mother, Diana, might be a middle name we're hearing.
Pretty carefully controlled scene here. I will tell you, the
Yeah, and you know, that's speculation really. I don't imagine it being a first name. It's such a huge name to live up to, and it takes away perhaps some of the individuality of the princess, but perhaps in a middle name. He gave his wife, his mother's engagement ring, which was a real sign that Diana was in his thoughts as they got married, and I think Diana will probably be in his thoughts, well, certainly be in his thoughts today. So whether or not that translates into a name for the princess, we'll have to wait to see. But, you know, if we go on what happened with George, we would get the name on Monday, but things are happening much more quickly this time round, so we may even get it today.
They're pros at it this time round. I remember last time Prince William was talking about sleepless nights and changing nappies, and so I think they've got the experience this time round.
They provide that kind of...
Yeah, and I've just had an email from the palace on one of those very important matters, which is what the dress, what the Duchess is wearing. And I can tell you, Linda, you're going to be a much better judge of this. It's a Jenny Packham dress. I know that she's worn Jenny Packham before, but I'll let you be the judge of whether or not it worked today.
Well, I love it. It's very fresh. It's very spring colours. Now it looks like they're making their way back out to the car now.
Here they are. They're coming out, and you've got the hospital staff starting to come out as well. They thank the hospital staff for what they've done. There's the princess, there's Prince William putting his princess into the car. He's carrying it, of course he's carrying it. That's his style, isn't it? He likes to do things in his own way. Big smile.
He's certainly happy.
He's pleased with himself. You know why that is, because he was worried it wouldn't click in. He got it on first click. Lucky man. He's driving the car off as well. He's driving back to the palace. So congratulations to the Duke and Duchess. He's got a massive smile on his face. I couldn't make out the Duchess in the back seat.
Join the
Hospital staff were very
I'm sure
pleased.
she's smiling as well. So they're the moment we didn't. We had the microphone set up for them, but they chose not to say any words.
Is he clear to stand up?
That was their choice. I think, you know, they were in and out in a day. They're probably exhausted.
Yeah, no
I'm going to
doubt.
stand up, Linda, so...
It was only a few hours ago that she gave birth.
There was a lot of pressure for me not to be in the shot because all the photographers behind would have pelted me with stones if I'd stood up in their shot. So we're able to do that now. So there we have it. We have a new princess born today, leaving the hospital stay, now safely tucked up in the palace. It'll take them about 10 minutes to get back there. They're back reunited with Prince George very soon indeed. So this was a really good, feel-good moment for the UK. Many countries around the world as well. A huge amount of media here. And everything went very, very smoothly. So I think it's a good news story for today.
It's a great news story, and a very, very healthy little bub there, 8 pounds 3 ounces, born at 8:34 this morning, and clearly very happy, very relaxed parents taking home their new little lady.
Absolutely, and they looked pleased as punch, didn't they, as new parents would be. And they were probably sort of hoping secretly for a girl, weren't they? They've had a boy already. I'm sure they would have been thrilled with a boy as well, but I'm sure they're very, very happy to have a princess who didn't cry in front of the cameras. And also Prince George, when he came along earlier, performed brilliantly. So this is pretty much the perfect young royal family, isn't it? They really do live up to expectations every time. We've got the palace press teams down there briefing all the journalists. I'll speak to them in a moment, see if there's anything more they can tell us. We know it was a natural birth. We know it was very quick. She was in hospital for just 2 hours before the baby came out, and she was smiling. She had a chance to have her hair done, so she was able to come out and speak to the camera. So I don't think it could have gone better.
No, certainly a very smooth arrival for the newest addition to the royal family. And clearly that little baby's face is going to be on every newspaper, probably, certainly in the UK and many newspapers around the world tomorrow.
Well, you know, the big challenge for the stills photographers always on this occasion is to try to get a picture of the baby's face. And there's one from the Press Association who had this particular position high up, so he would have got it. But, you know, I don't know if you were looking, but I think when William came round the side of the car, you got a pretty good impression of the baby's face. So that's going to be the image on the front pages of all the newspapers tomorrow and the websites, I suspect, as I speak. But you saw it here first on CNN, of course, as you always do.
Of course, and we're actually over the top of the royal family's car as they make their way to Kensington Palace, obviously with an escort. It's a very quick trip home, as we saw earlier today when the Prince brought little Prince George to meet his sister. So it'll be quite a lovely family reunion. I suspect much of the royal family will be meeting the new little princess later today. We're going to go back to Erin McLaughlin, who is outside Buckingham Palace. And Erin, are you expecting that we'll hear from other members of the royal family later today after they meet the new little princess?
That's right. And can I just say, Linda, what a beautiful, beautiful family. That picture of the Duchess of Cambridge as well as Prince William and their brand new baby girl stepping out for the first time for that very first photo op outside the Lindo wing at St. Mary's Hospital here in London. What a special occasion. What a sense of history. Joining me now to talk a bit more about that is royal historian Kate Williams. What a special moment, Kate.
What a special moment, and a really special moment for us historians as well, because this will be such a significant member of the royal family. She might be queen, it's possible. She's fourth in line to the throne. So after the queen, we have Charles, then it's William, then it's George, then it is now this little baby girl, little Princess Cambridge. We don't yet know her name, and she's pushed Prince Harry a bit further down. So she may be queen, we don't know. 40% of our monarchs actually have been number twos, but certainly she's going to be a very important royal. She's going to be significant for moving the royals through into the 21st century.
And there we're seeing live pictures right now of the car with the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge as well as their brand new baby girl driving to Kensington Palace. They're expected to stay in Kensington Palace for the next couple of days and then make their way to Amner Hall, which will afford them more privacy. And privacy is really going to be important for this royal family.
Yes, well, Kate had a very normal childhood. She had a normal country childhood, and William is obsessed with the idea of giving their children a very similar childhood. Local nursery, local schools, little clubs. The last thing he wants for his children to be followed everywhere by cameras. But that's a very difficult thing, because even if you tell the press to stay away, and of course the press will respect that, you don't know what all the individuals with camera phones and iPhones and all the rest of it. It's very difficult with this child who is going to be so photographed. And we saw that shot of her on the steps, that one that's going to be all over every newspaper, every magazine, all over the world, on the front covers everywhere tomorrow. It's the first shot really of a little girl who's going to be the most photographed woman in the world.
Now talk to me about some of the visitors. What sort of visitors can they expect at Kensington Palace? The Queen, we understand, is not in London today. She's in Windsor.
The Queen is actually in Richmond Castle on a routine planned engagement, and she's wearing pink, looking absolutely so happy. But it's very unlikely she's going to get back to London in time to see the baby, because they are going to leave for Norfolk probably tomorrow.